Look at this beautiful factory wiring, totally from Toyota. Saying, that's not ideal, Casey, do this or that. Well, okay, but that's what I got, man. There's nowhere for your fingers, your thumbs. It's just big and dumb. What's up, people? Let's get back to the MR2. Yes. So, naturally, I've got a Toyota MR2 F-Boy car. Boom. So I went on eBay and I bought some cheap stuff that I thought would be cool because I'm gonna need it. Also, I raided the dumpster. And by dumpster, I mean a pile of crap outside that I'm totally gonna make the exhaust system out of, and it's not a bad idea. First of all, these wheels stick out too far because somebody put them on because they were feeling inspired to be an F-Boy earlier on. But that looks dumb. And it's kind of rusty in the back. So I bought these fender flares actually off of eBay, and I got a set of 4 of them for $100. Now, I realize some of you out there will be like, oh, you can just make some, they're just steel. Yeah, you're right, no problem. But here's the thing. Whoever did this did a really nice job. Come here and take a close look. Now, these I bought because they have a nice rolled lip here at the end and a rolled lip going this way. And I thought that would be really helpful. That provides some stiffness to it so it wouldn't get wavy. It just is a better look and all that. So I got 4 of them. And how you measure it is, you know, if you go like this, I mean, you can obviously flex it, but when you look at it from the side profile, they stuck out approximately 3 inches. So I thought that would be the best place. And then if it wasn't right, I could always cut it a little bit or something. But steel fender flares, and I'm gonna weld them on. So here's the front one. I'll just peel it off. Yes, it's duct taped on. That's kind of the nice thing about having to repaint your car. You're not that worried about it. In fact, is that glue? Yeah, it's glue. It's like, did the paint come off? Actually, it'd be bad if the paint came off because then there'd just be more stuff I'd have to fix. Okay, so anyway, obviously that sticks out and it looks kind of dumb. And MR2 is a pretty thin metal, okay? And this is reasonably thin too. So I'm going to MIG weld this. I'm gonna use gas MIG. And I've got 030 wire, and I know some people out there are already saying, that's not ideal, Casey, do this or that. Well, okay, but that's what I got, man. And I want to experiment with this and give young people the opportunity to see what you can do at home potentially reasonably well. Of course, if you can't weld on your fender flares, there's plenty of plastic aftermarket ones that go on. There's one place, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. I think they're in England. They make some fiberglass fender flares specifically for the AW11 MR2 that look really good, and they come to a square at the back, but I don't really have time to order it, and they were gonna be expensive in shipping, I don't know. But those are really nice, and you can bolt them on. But the problem is when you bolt on fender flares, it kind of doesn't make sense because the flare comes out, you know, to here, but you've still got this in the way. So you still have to have this ride height, and then when the tire goes up, it's just gonna hit this part of the fender unless you roll it or cut it off. And if you put nutserts in here, like it's kind of like a big rivet you pop, but it has threads, so you can thread on your fender flares. It looks good, but you're gonna wanna be smart about corrosion protection as well. So I like the bolt-on fender flare looks, especially if it's kind of a panda car where it's like white and you have a contrasting black fender. It's sort of the look, it's sort of cool. But I wanted to do the weld-on ones. 1, I thought it'd be kind of fun. 2, the car's got to get painted anyway, so it's the opportunity to do all that work. And it should look nice. And it's my opportunity to customize it and make what I don't want. Also, as a note, and we'll go look at it, in the back, there's some rust on the fenders. So they need work anyway, so it's a perfect opportunity. And for people out there that are just into super original MR2s, this isn't a super original MR2 anymore. It's already like, I'm gonna customize this and have fun, but do it tastefully. So these are 3 inches and they fit rather nice. If you wanna come over here and have a look at this, looking straight down, you'll see another thing that's a little bit of curiosity. So the wheel is pointed straight forwards, and as you notice, the fender line starts to go inward because the car is more pointy. So this area here is directly above the tire, but it's sort of this area here that is furthest away from the tire. So when you put on the flare, if you put it on evenly, like this, it still fits all right, but, and it may be hard to notice on the camera, then it hits the tire here and it doesn't like fully cover it here. So what you'd have to do is then center it so the meatier part of the fender is kind of right about there. And then from the top profile, it's even with the tire, but if you want to go over here and look at it the best you can, you can see that it sort of lines up funny. It's more of it's going on over there, which isn't bad. And you could bend that and blend it in with a fender, which could be really nice. But then this doesn't continue much, and this is kind of weird. So then the question is, do you want to do something like this? And then it looks kind of wonkus from the top. Or do you just go ahead and center it, sort of right in the middle, and find the happy medium? I will probably just center it. And then you got to think of your styling cues, because if you orient it to be like this or like this, then do you make the other one like that? For instance, do you, on the rear, do you line it toward the back a little bit or the front? It can be a styling cue, and it's all okay. You're really just trying to cover your tire properly. Now, the other thing to point out on this one, this wheel's got a bit too much negative camber, frankly, for a street car. If you want to come a little closer and look. I don't know if you can see it with the fender, but as far as it coming out, if you were to stand that up straighter, it would actually come out probably another ½ inch to even an inch if you get rid of like all the camber. And on a street car, frankly, you guys, I don't like tons of negative camber on a street car because it just wears out your tires. You don't get any grip on a whole shot and stuff. And I realize that's not ideal for road racing, but it just, on a street car, you're not road racing. You're in a street car. You're mostly driving in a straight line, wearing out your tires. I'm just throwing that out there. So we'll get into the setup with this when I really get after it and get some proper good tires on here. But with this fender flare, and I'm bringing it up because it's already plenty covering the tire with negative camber. So when you stand it up, it'll look more flush. It'll look real nice. But I think this is a great place to go. Now, here's something I'm going to do, and I want to point this out with the front. When it's time to do this, I do want to lower the car. Quite a bit, because I can. Now, there is potentially going to have to be some suspension changes because it could potentially get into bump steer issues, which is when you start getting to extreme points of the geometry and the nature of the way the tie rod is that steers it. If what happens is when it starts going up and down, the tie rod does not go at the same rate as the other ones. And as it goes up and down, the tires will steer somewhat, which is called bump steer, and makes the car skitter and be really weird and do other funny things. So what I'm saying is, if I slam this thing, even if I still got suspension travel left, which is cool because you get your center of gravity low, it's gonna funk up your geometry potentially. So I'm gonna have to look into that. If anybody's got some good ideas because you've done it before, let me know. But the other thing about it, and this is a perfect opportunity, so this tire sticking out, or if it was a little bit wider, you're gonna hit this fender first. But because I'm doing fender flares, that is my opportunity to effectively cut this out. So it ends up being wheel well, and then this actually is the outside. This will be the fender. It'll be flared. Most of the people, when they're doing bolt-on stuff, the original is still there, and it hits, which is lame. I don't want that, because if you slam your car, you don't want your tire hitting it right there. You want to have the full travel, and maybe it rubs on the outside a little bit. My Viper actually rubs on the outside. I'm not real keen on it. So I'm thinking right now, my gut feeling is, if you look at it from the side, I will probably make the new fender flares be at the exact same height on the bottom as whereas the old fender lip was, like right about here. Okay, so, and I'm gonna weld this with it on the car and cover the tire and stuff like that, but I use it as a guide. And then when I get it tacked up in place, I'll probably take the tire off so I can do more stuff inside. But, and I might not even do that at all. I probably will just figure it out and make points and make marks with the tire on for the aesthetic, and then do that later. But I do want to point that out. So if you notice, if I do it at that height, then I've got this much room, which is quite a lot. That's 3 fingers. Right there, right? To be able to lower it. So I could easily drop the car that much and still have a nice amount of suspension clearance before you do anything. Because another drag about cars is, if you lower the heck out of them, you get them too close to the bump stops, you know how much suspension travel left. So you start driving hard on the street with a lot of undulations and bumps, or like catching air, you're gonna bottom out, which is no good for lots of reasons. Which I feel like I should go into, but it's bad. You don't want to do that. So it'd be cool to get this thing really low to where I can still drive it like a total hooligan and not have any trouble. So that's what I'm shooting for. So this will get cut out. These fender flares will get welded on. As a note, if you're doing it, this is thin metal, and you can put a heck of a lot of heat in it. So if you just like tack it, and start welding like a lunatic here, you're gonna put a lot of heat into it and warp it. So if you see pictures of people doing fender flares, you'll see like a nice tack, nice tack, nice tack, nice tack, 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 tack. And in a similar fashion, when you use a pattern to torque your lug nuts, so you don't just torque this one, this one, this one, this one, you go like across. It's kind of the same thing, only with heat. You want to put the heat smoothly. There's companies for restoration that offer things you can put on it as heat sinks to keep it from warping. And this is thin metal, so it's prone to warping, but a little bit at the same time too. If it just does it a teeny tiny bit, it's going to get some filler here on the seam, even though the weld will get ground down a little bit, and I'll do the best I can to do a good job. So it's going to end up looking really good when it's done. I just have to do a really great job of priming it and doing basic rust preventative stuff and work on it when I first work on it, because that's your opportunity to do it well and make it last. And when the car gets painted, I want it to look great and last a long, long time. I don't ever really want to do it again. So that's a good opportunity there. I've got some other things I want to show you guys real quick. So if you recall from the previous video on the exhaust, I want to have fun with it. Here is the stock exhaust. It's super boring. So the headers come out this way, turns, goes into this, all the way out there and then out. And it works fine, and it probably makes about as much horsepower. But it's heavy and ugly and not cool. That's lame. So these were the mufflers off of the Ducati Custom that I did. It's 900cc. And actually, that's a straight through glass pack type affair. So that's kind of nice. And that's a rather big size. Honestly, this muffler alone, just one of the two on the Ducatis, is frankly big enough for the car. It is. Like, it doesn't have to be giant. But two is even better. And I thought it would be cool to have both of these with these pipes here. You cut it and you Siamese it and weld it so they come together in a Y, basically, like this. And you have the one outlet, which you make a little ovular, and you fit it, and it works. Problem is, that's too long. It would end up sticking out like right here all the way out of the car. Well, as you probably already noticed and thought ahead, I cut it. I will cut you. So, no, yeah, mufflers are really a simple sort of thing. So come here, I'll show you what's inside one of these, this motorcycle muffler, and lots of others that are straight through. So here is the perf tube. It's just a perforated steel tube, and the exhaust gases travel through that. And each one of these holes is the opportunity for the sound waves and shock waves to go into the fiber packing sound deadening. This is an aluminum casing. Obviously, this is a steel. And that's when the glass pack is starting to get kind of blown out. But you can repack it, and that used to go in there. Of course, here's the tip, and as you can see, is riveted to the case. And then this slides right there into the tip, and your exhaust gases shoot straight through and right out. Well, I wanted to make it shorter, and obviously it's going to be louder, but there's two, and it's an F-Boy car, so it can be loud. So I'm making it shorter. So anyway, I drilled out the rivets, and it was kind of tough because I think they were stainless steel and it's really hard. So if you're drilling hard metal, you got to go slow and put some coolant in it. You go real fast, you're just going to burn up your drill bit, okay? The harder the material or the harder metal, you got to slow down your drill bit speed. Anyway, so I cut this, I got to deburr it, and now the other thing I learned is I kind of figured that this perf tube was the same diameter all the way through. It's not. On the outside here, it flares, and it needs to because it slips over that. So that's annoying because this will no longer slip over that. So I got a couple of options. I think I may do it the lazy way, where at the perforations, I just slit it and kind of bend it out so it holds it and shove that in. It'll work just fine. It's never gonna go bad. If I really wanted to be over the top, I would take this and get it flared somewhere at a muffler shop, but frankly, it'd probably split at the perforation anyway, potentially, so I might as well just slit it and do that, shove it in. But this is also a nice opportunity because, check this out, so this is where it mounts, and it's got these that slide inside, and then you got a couple of bolts, so I can make some nice hangers. I'm going to have to drill out these rivets also and clock the tube so it'll go over to the side, and then my hanger mount will be at the top and easy to mount. Not a big deal, just have to clock it over one. It's a little extra work. And then with this tip, and it has an angle to it, I'll put this in such a way that then it angles upward. Okay, so I'll have a nice shorty exhaust muffler there, and also that spring goes on there and jams against the packing. And I gotta tell you what, I hurt myself like 3 times on these stupid mufflers. The first thing I did, which you guys will think is hilarious, so I drilled out the rivets and it wouldn't come out. So I'm like, all right, I'll just bang like this on that lip. And this is stainless steel, it's really strong. So I was banging on it, rotating, banging on it, rotating. I mean, I was hitting. I was like, bam, you know, like after like this. And I was thinking about like not hitting the car, except I go wham, and I slammed the muffler right into my kneecap. Yeah, that didn't feel very good. And then when I got it out, I'm like, oh, a spring, cool. I wonder why that is. Will that come out? And it came out, and it released all of its tension right into my fingernail, so that hurt too. But welcome to building custom stuff. Anyway, you guys, so this is how I'm building my free, because it's junk Ducati stuff. And yeah, that's where the Ducati got laid down previous. But it's gonna be cool. You guys know this is cool. Don't look at me funny on the internet, you people. Look at that, 2 of those. That's sweet. Yes, F-Boy special. Okay, I got something else to show you. Tell you what, come on over here. I'll go in from the other side maybe. No, I'll get it out. Actually, we do need to go in there. I got something to do. All right, so. Okay, hop on in there, camera person. The camera person is my wife. She's very nice. One, and I know you guys, some of you guys don't like my shift knob. Oh, what's wrong with Casey? All I see is Christmas, red seats, and a green shift knob. Yeah, I got a green shift knob. I thought it'd be cool. It doesn't match, but it does. There are 2 colors across from each other on the color wheel. That's cool. Plus, I knew it'd freak you guys out, and I thought that was cool. Okay, how do I, look at this beautiful factory wiring. Totally from Toyota. I'm gonna get hate mail now. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I got a shift boot, you guys. It was pretty cheap off eBay also. And allegedly, this actually fits an MR2. So it's black suede with red stitching, whatever. And it's got the wire in it, and it's supposed to fit, allegedly. Maybe I can I put it in from the top? I don't know, we'll find out. Maybe this will just go back down. Yeah, this is not bolted down. Why would it be bolted down? God. So how is that supposed to fit? Well, it's in. But it's obviously not attached well or properly or anything. But it sort of has the right form. So I don't know. How am I supposed to attach that? It's got clips or something? It's got nothing! Wait, what's this? Something? Nothing? Maybe? Is that really supposed to... Maybe it goes there? That's lame. I guess I could... I don't know, you guys. Anyway, if anybody has some brilliant way for me to put that shift boot in, that would be cool. Yeah, I know I could glue it. Yeah, I know I could tape it. I meant like a good idea, okay? Okay, so anyway, there's that. That doesn't fit well. I don't know if I'm that into that shift boot. Maybe it goes down here. I kind of like it. I don't know if I'm into that. Okay, whatever. So I'm going to show you guys the steering wheel I got, and this I'm disappointed in. So... I got a Sparco steering wheel. It's pretty nice, but it looks terrible, okay? So the suede is all matted down from being old, and I could bring that back, and I think I'll show you guys on a later episode how to bring your suede steering wheel back. So check this. I was looking in the glove box. Oh, an MR2 horn button. The Eagle has landed. Get in there. So that doesn't fit. Okay, but I got this, which is a ring that allegedly goes between the hub and the steering wheel. I say allegedly. Oh no, that should totally fit. Let's see if this will make it fit. If it fits in there with friction. It does! Yes! So, that could totally go on there, the horn button, even though there's no horn hooked up. So I was pretty excited about finding that. Let's see if there's anything else good in here. Oh, that's good. That'll help me get the wheels off. Okay, what's this? Found a keychain from Arkansas, from somebody named Christopher. That's cool. All right, what's up, Christopher? Is this your old car? So I bought an NRG steering wheel that I thought would match these seats. And I'm like, you know, I don't need to spend $200 or $300 on a stupid Sparco or Moma steering wheel. I can just get one of these because the seats were pretty nice, right? The NRG. So I'm all excited. It's coming. I got it. It's got this nice presentation. I'm like, ooh, okay, all right, it's not bad. It's red. It's going to match the seats. It's covered. Ooh. And I look at the spokes, and I'm like, these are anodized pretty nicely. The horns button's okay, I guess, which I was curious about because I would want to put on the MR2 horn button if I use this. Actually, that'll look pretty good if I can make that fit and work. Now, here's the problem. This steering wheel is equally as terrible as my review on the new Chevy Corvette C8 steering wheel. It's absolutely horrible. Like, and I have to say, they're gonna be like, Casey's only $100. You get what you pay for. No, like, I'm not saying the quality isn't good enough for me. I'm saying whatever boneheads designed this knew nothing about ergonomics or race drive. And they're like, let's just make it really, really thick so people think that's cool. And then we're gonna make it red. Yes. But look, you can't even get your hand around it. There's nowhere for your fingers, your thumbs. It's just big and dumb. Honestly, it looks like somebody took a screenshot of Mario Kart, I don't know if like Yoshi or Mario's go-kart, and then blew it up to scale, and you got this. Like, human hands don't, you think I have like Baby Yoda hands or something for this thing? Drive it like this? Doesn't work, doesn't work. But I think it'll look cool. It's just, I'm not into it, man. I don't know, it's kind of big. I think it'll look good. So here's my thought. You guys tell me what I should do with this steering wheel, because my idea was, there's a lot of meat here underneath. So I thought I would just cut the stitching, peel back the suede, and carve out the foam so you can actually put your thumbs where they need to be. And then carve out the foam here, just get rid of this foam so you can actually get your hands around it. Because if you do that, then it'll be pretty good. And it's a little big, which is kind of dumb, but you could actually get your hands on it properly, which would make it quite a bit nicer. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think I should do. Somebody want to buy it, or should I go ahead and do that? I think it'd be cool with the MR2 button in it. Obviously, it's really red and kind of chachi, but I don't know. That's what I did. I just wanted to save some money and show you guys how to do something cool. And we'll totally succeed at that next time. So next time, let's finish up this exhaust, get it on, and fix up the steering wheel, get it on, and do the shift boot. So we're moving along, and I think this is going to be a sweet ride. I just hope you guys enjoy being part of the MR2 build. Bought the car for $2,500. Both seats with shipping to my door was a little bit less than $400. So still into it for less than $3,000. Obviously, there's a little bit of tax when you buy it. The shift boot was like $20. The knob was $10. The exhaust so far cost me nothing because I had that. You can probably buy some junk old motorcycle exhaust if you want to do a similar thing. And that's basically it. I got the fender flares for $100. So we're into it for just a little bit over $3,000. So I think this is a really good budget car so far. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. In the meantime, please share this for all of you young people out there that are doing cool builds, or you're into JDM cars and MR2s. And naturally, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.